Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody's having a good day. Has had a good day so far. Originally, I was planning on not making a video. I'm not sure if I mentioned it in the last video, but I for sure did mention it in the Discord. Mainly because it's only like a 2-game slate when it came to the games that are available for player props. But I'm gonna do something a little bit different when it comes to the player props at least. You'll see what I mean by that. But as always, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment either later tonight, more than likely tomorrow when lineups are out. Lines have changed, some more lines have been added, teams are out, all of that. So if you do want more plays, not guaranteed that I will have more plays, but if I do, they will be in the pinned comment in this video. And any picture you see on the screen would be from a data app called Outlier. Link for that's in the description as well. 7-day free trial if you're interested in that. But I'll just get straight into the plays. When it comes to my player props, I mentioned I'm doing something a little different. I couldn't really find normal lines that I did like, so I figured I put 2 goblin plays together. You can get this currently for 2x your money. So I guess it's 2 player props, but it's really just 1 slip. So you can get this for 2x. And the first play is Cucho Hernandez to go higher than 1.5 shots away from home for Real Betis, going up against Elche. He joined mid-season to Betis from Columbus Crew in the MLS, where there he was averaging 5.75 shots per 90. He shot a lot, and obviously with the higher quality league, his shots did go a little down, but he was still able to average 3.37 shots per 90 with Real Betis. And in 6 away starts that he played with them, he was able to go over in 5 out of 6 games, with the only miss being against Getafe, who averaged the 3rd least shots that season. Plus, they did take an early lead and played pretty defensively, so I don't really blame him too much for that game. But he went over in the other 5, which were the 5 straight. That one game that he missed was his first away game with them, so I don't blame him too much there again. He's a pretty versatile player. He took 26 shots with his right, 9 headers, and 8 with his left. So he's a pretty good versatile player, and he will take long shots if necessary. 34 with inside the box and 9 from outside the box. With Anthony gone, going back to Man U, Isco is injured, Ezalzui is injured. I just expect more offensive responsibility for him, which means he'll pick up the ball probably a little deeper, which means more shots from outside the box. And at 1.5, I like the line. Cucho Hernandez to go higher than 1.5 shots. And the second player prop that I found that I like is Jordan Pickford to go higher than 2.5 saves away from home for Everton, going up against Leeds. I know his normal line is at 3.0, which would mean push potential, but we're just going to go ahead and play a little safer with the 2.5 line. But he's playing a really tough offense. Last season, he saved 73.5% of the shots on target that he faced, which is pretty good, and he averaged 3.21 saves per 90, so he averaged a little over 3, and he was over this prop in 63% of away games last season, 12 out of 19 games, so he missed in 7, but in 5 of those 7 misses were against bottom 10 teams for saves, which were teams really that just didn't get that many shots on target really at all. But Leeds is literally quite the opposite of that, who had by far the best home offense in the championship. They were the main reason why they can't win through to the next to the Premier League is because of the amount of goals they scored. So he will face the shots on target, and also like this because Everton on average has held the 2nd least possession in the league last season compared to Leeds, who averaged the most in the championship, which just means more opportunities for Pickford, more opportunities for Leeds to get those shots on target. Braithwaite's out, Ashley Young's out, Doucouré's out, so a lot of the defensive players will not be there. Braithwaite's injured, Young and Doucouré are not in Everton anymore, and Leeds have plenty of players that will take those long shots, which just means easy saves for Pickford, such as Perot, Noto, Daniel James, Stock, who they picked up from the Bundesliga. So they have a lot of players that will take those long shots, which again mean easy saves for him. He will get the opportunities. He just needs to save them. So like Jordan Pickford to go higher than 2.5 saves, and I have this slip you can get for 2 extra money. Before I get into the money line play, as always, I would really appreciate if everybody liked the video and commented as well. It just takes a second. It's a great way to support the channel. Whether it's just showing your support, I'll read all of those as well, or whether it's asking questions, because I know a lot of you guys that watch these videos and bet on soccer don't actually watch soccer or really know anything about it, but just do it because I'm the one posting these videos, which I really much appreciate. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on notifications so you're notified when these videos are out. I do also let y'all know in my Discord, which is linked in the description as well. It's a great community where people talk during the games. People post their plays as well, not just on soccer, but MLB, whenever NBA and NFL starts, they'll be posting that. Esports, literally everything you can think of, people will bet on it. Completely free. Again, link for that is in the description. And I mentioned it going out to the public because the only form of premium that I have is my YouTube membership. Again, all the picks, you can get them for free from just watching these videos. I don't hide any picks. The membership is just for those that want to support the channel a little more, and you get the video out even earlier. So those that are not members, those that are already got this video and all these picks before everybody else. So if you're interested in getting them even earlier and supporting the channel, link for that is in the description. I mentioned all the pictures are from Outlier, and anything else that I use is linked in the description. So I really want to thank anybody and everybody who supports me in any way. Day 3 unfortunately missed, so we're back to day 1. We'll restart. I'm not discouraged at all. I'll go over that play at the end. But day 1, I got this from -123. This one is in the Coppa Italia. It's the Torino money line going up against Modena. It's a Serie A versus a Serie B team, so that's already a matchup better for us. Besides, Torino is at home. The Serie A team's at home. Even better for us. And Modena was a mid-table team last season. They conceded 50 goals in 38 away games and ended the season conceding in 11 straight games. While Torino is the opposite, who have a good home defense, who conceded 18 and 19 last season, so right under a goal a game. And the season before that, they only conceded 9 and 19. So they're just known to play great defense when they're at home. And it's just their great defense compared to Modena's lack of defense. On paper, their team is much stronger as well, with players like Maripan, Biraghi, Coco, and Goge, Simeone. And so far in this tournament, the Coppa Italia, the favorites have been advancing. Como, Venezia, Cagliari, Genoa, Lecce, all the bigger teams have been advancing, and I expect the same thing to happen here. Torino have the quality to score some goals, and Modena is really going to struggle in this matchup. So I like the Torino money line going up against Modena. And the second player prop is in the English Premier League, and that's Leeds United to score at least 1 goal going up against Everton. This, I guess you can say, this kind of could contradict the Pickford one in the sense that he would have to let at least 1 in, but I'm just confident in the fact that Leeds United will have plenty of chances because they were a great offense. They're at home in their first game since getting promoted in the championship, and I mentioned that the best home offense by far. They on average scored 2.65 goals at home. They scored 61 in 23, while Everton conceded 21 goals and 19 away last season, so they averaged 1.1 conceded, and they conceded in 68% of away games, 13 out of 19. And I mentioned they will be out without Braithwaite, their center back, due to injury. Michael Keane will be the one replacing him, but he's nowhere near as good as he once could have been. He never really was up to his potential. Doucouré and Young have transferred out, and Everton, I mentioned, averaged the second least possession last season in the Prem, while Leeds averaged the most possession in the championship, which means more opportunities for them to have the ball and score as well. Plus, they're at home. You can call it a gut color if you want to. Could contradict the Pickford one, but they will have the chances to hit both plays. So I like this. Leeds United to score at home going up against Everton, and I have this for day 1 of the ladder challenge for -123. Thank you everybody for watching. Quickly going over last video's picks. Overall, if I'm not mistaken, it was a 2 and 3 day. I mentioned the ladder challenge missed. We had Nottingham Forest to come through. They won their game against Brentford, but we had PSG to score 2. But they didn't start all their stars, which I did expect them to, so that kind of was bad for us. They didn't start Dembele, they didn't start Kvaratskhelia, and they were able to score, and then they did score a second goal, but it did not count. It was called back due to offside, so they did score, but it didn't count, unfortunately, so we missed that. And then we had, from the 2 video ones, we had Ndoye to take 2 shots. He scored. That was the only shot he took. Bukayo Saka was a great read. He only had 1 shot, so he hit for us. And then I had 2 added plays. Berenguer to go over 2 shots, or to go over 1.5, and Baena to go over 1.5. Berenguer hit, but Baena did not. So 2 and 2 player prop wise, 0 and 1 money line wise. So 2 and 3 day overall. Not a great day. Could have done better, but I expect to bounce back in this video here. Like I mentioned before, if I do have any added plays, it will be in the pinned comment. More than likely tomorrow as opposed to tonight. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day. We can cash out tomorrow.